Hi, good people. Welcome to another season of TNT. My name is Tracy, and today we are doing something different, something new. We have a guest on the show. His name is Timothy Nyandusi, well known as Chief Nyandusi, and we are discussing leadership. So we will engage him and see, his thoughts about leadership. So let's get to know him. Timothy Nyandusi, well known as Chief Nyandusi, is the founder and chief director of the Axon Foundation. In his role, he steers the foundation's vision of the society, where the communities are empowered to realize a transformed and conserved environment and wildlife, while engaging young people, bringing out a positive impact and bridge the unemployment gap by making use of their gifts. Professionally, he's a renowned communicator, having worked with KBC's Radio Taifa and Minto FM as a radio producer and amongst other engaging. He has over a decade's experience in communication and passion in community work, social activism, environment, wildlife conservation, leadership, governance, and mentorship. His political dream started early and has served as Secretary General in the Nairobi University School of Journalism and SONU as School of Journalism representative, and has now taken a direction as a political strategist. So Mr. Tim, you're known as Chief Nyandusi. So how did your journey of leadership start?
It's a long time. I can refer it back to high school, but there it had not come out very clearly because there was a few limitations. I had not developed that courage. But when I came to college, then was in multimedia, I realized that I had a great potential to leadership, and leadership now in a different level. I engaged into student leadership.
Yeah.
But then there are some laws that were blocking us from vying, but we happened to support those people who were vying. Some of the laws were you had to clear a fee for you to run for an elective post in any elective post in a university. But then I was struggling with the fee, so I didn't make it in leadership in multimedia. But later on in the University of Nairobi, I served like a Secretary General School of Journalism.
So basically, we were part of the head boy team in high school. I'm all part of, ulikuwa support. You're just there. You wanted to be part of, but ulikuwa na courage.
My high school life usitake kuja because ilikuwa crazy kivyake. I remember I was not the head boy, but I was that guy who was called bad boy in high school. Until I think in around Form 3, I remember then a very good teacher, wherever he is, Mr. Okudo, the deputy principal by then, realized that the only thing that would help me was to be involved into student leadership. And I became a games captain. And I was given a room, a key, and handed the balls, of which by then another good friend of mine, Mr. Omoni, my principal then, who happened to be a very good friend of mine, was shocked, and he was not for that idea. Because, huyu mtoi msumbufu, sasa anakuja, sasa amepewa pia, si atauza mipira, auza uniform, and everything. But I think that was my turning point. That changed me. I became responsible. I started now knowing that I have other roles to play, and I was a role model to other people. So Mr. Okudo giving me that opportunity to become a captain, school captain, who by then, kwa high school ungeona wase walikuwa na banga hata mambwenye zingine, wanazita mambwenye. Ikiona blazer moja, we ni class prefect. Zikiwa mbili, wewe sasa uko juu kia. Zikiwa tatu, nyinyi ni wale sasa mnajita executive, my head boy na nini. So yeah, I served that for 2 years before now I came to Kole.
And then from Kole now you joined.
Yeah, ikaanza tu sasa siasa pole pole, unaingia student leadership, tunapigania haki za wanafunzi. We say we want this one to be done this way. We go there, we approach admin and tell them, this fee. We used to handle the fee issues.
Yeah.
We used to handle the food issue. Chakula ilikuwa muhimu sana. Lazima uangalie. Ni muhimu sana, yeah.
Muhimu sana.
And also the student affairs, na security, na vitu kama hizo. So leadership is all about fighting for people's rights.
Yeah.
With the people who are supposed to do what? To give, to serve their people. When they do right, we are at peace. When they don't do the right thing, now we are there chasing them.
And was it easy, because you said now your journey started, high school, then we developed Kidogo multimedia, and then now in Nairobi University. Was it easy being that place, your journey? Was it easy?
Tracy, I must tell you that it's never easy, and it's not even still going to be easy. One thing that so in the University of Nairobi, it was a little bit challenging. The dynamic changed. The students there were many, and also the interest, the stakes were high. So when you get to such a place where people even use money to get into leadership, and what you're bringing on board is purely leadership, it becomes a little bit challenging. So the challenges along leadership, there are people who believe in you. And there are people who believe that you're not the best. So it's upon you as a person to convince other guys that, yes, I'm this, but again, I'm working towards being this. So that's one challenge, convincing people that you are the kind of a person that they need. And also, ukiendelea mbele, lazima pia utoboke. That thing has spoiled even the current election where we are right now. You will get there, you find students, you tell them what you're going to do, you tell them, here in SOJ, School of Journalism by the University of Nairobi, here we don't have trips, we don't have academic trips. That's something we need to implement. We don't have a studio, but then we did not have a studio, but I believe School of Journalism, University of Nairobi right now have a full-fledged studio. We fought for that before it came on board. That's one thing I can say I'm proud of. Me and Akina Kayesu, Akina Manu, and those people we were in leadership, Akina Dickens Ngicho, we really worked towards making sure that we have that studio there, because we told them we cannot call ourselves journalists and we don't have equipment. So for us, that was not making sense at all. And I thank the administration, then they listened to us. However, in this leadership, we face challenges. When you push for student things, and then they also mess up with your academics. They say that tutakupata somewhere. The only thing that can help you, the reason why I know some of the students we were in leadership with who have not graduated to date, not because they're not supposed to graduate, but then right now they rubbed shoulders with the admin, and they are now being dealt at that level. But also I'll want to encourage everybody who is in school politics that also take your time in books so they cannot find any excuse to deal with you. So if you get into school politics, make sure you also give your academics the best so that both can balance, and you graduate is when you can become a good politician.
But you see, when you say that they will deal with you, you might give somebody, if I have that passion to be, to be part of the leadership process or system. But now, in mind, I'm thinking, if I join this place, or if I join this, I go to the leadership, will my academics be affected?
We don't expect favors when it comes to terms of academic, and we don't expect to be given free marks. So by the time you get into politics, also take your time to read and go there full blast. Do your academics properly and also do your politics the way you want them. Those guys are not giving us favor. Their work is they give us exam, they mark it as per to what I get. So I'll not want to tell anybody to be scared so that they can get favors. After all, if you're not good in class, whether you do politics, you don't do politics, you'll fail.
Yeah.
So the thing is that get into this, but again, it's normally blends well when you do politics and you're smart in class. It blends well and it gives you some bonga points when it comes to leadership issues. Yeah.
And they say, Nairobi University leaders, with the perception that is out there, it's more of you guys are rowdy, you guys are, basically you're rowdy people, you always want your way to go. Like, it's basically not about, bringing out your issues. It's like, tuna strike, kama tuna chakula, tuna strike. We have that. So will you say that leadership is about you being rowdy? You are, you have to have that persona.
No, we are not rowdy. I wouldn't describe it so. I'll just say that university, first of all, University of Nairobi is the best university. I must tell you that. And University of Nairobi has produced great men and women in this country. Yes. University of Nairobi is the mother of all universities. And it's the only university within the CBD and shares the road with status. So in East and Central Africa, University of Nairobi leads, and we want to thank it. And we are praying that with the new VC, Kiama will not lower the standards. And I'll take this early opportunity to ask VC to make the education of University of Nairobi affordable. Because we are not going to have the best university which has produced leaders and everybody, then the fee strikes and shoots and be high there. So if he's going to watch this, and if he doesn't watch this, we are going to share it in the link of the university, that let's make the university fee affordable and let's maintain the glory and the beauty of that university. That's the best university. Before I digress, you asked me about us being aggressive, no, being rowdy. We are not rowdy, but we are just aggressive. Is how we put our points across. The leaders in University of Nairobi, the likes of Eric Janganya, who used to be the SG, the Babu Owino, who is now the Embakasi East MP. We have Kinambadi. We have so many leaders. The way you see they present their point, the way we do our thing is that we first of all dialogue. We talk with people. We tell you that, we expect this and this and this and this be done. When it's not done, that's the language they understand. We are aggressive and we use all communication channels available. We start by talking, we start by rioting, which is allowed in the Constitution of Kenya. And the reason why we normally go on strike normally is when there is no help. We need money. A comrade has to enjoy, When a comrade does not enjoy, that's not life. So that help must come in good time. The fee has to be affordable. Food has to be there. Teachers has to be in class. We need the best education. The comrades has to go for trips, They go to Mombasa, have fun. A comrade of University of Nairobi, part of the curriculum he has to enjoy. So those are some of the things we look into, and we want to make them there in place, and they come out like a whole rounded person.
Okay, I get you. Now, when you talk about leadership, what are some of the skills that people can acquire? Or is it something, they say, leaders are not, they are born but not made. Do you agree with that?
That can be or might not be. Again, let me tell you, you acquire leadership. If leadership were born, then I think everybody would be a leader. But in this case, somebody can learn and becomes a good leader. You can acquire skills, and you realize that in leadership, someone has to. As time goes by, you need to learn. I believe the person I was 5 years ago is not the person I am today. And sometimes I look, some of my role models are people like Barack Obama, the former United States of America. You'll see how that guy will talk to people. You see how he implemented his strategies and everything. Then you say, this was good. You can also look at somebody like Martin Luther, the way he would fight for the rights of the black during his time. And you'll admire how he used to move and also present his point. And I don't want to discourage any young person who want to be a leader, that if you are never born a leader, you'll never be a leader. But it's the interest you develop. The area you stay, what is not being done right? Are roads not being made? Are people involving themselves in drug abuse or such like things? And as a young person, what can you do? When you take that courage, the first step, then unaenda huko unaanza kusema, unajua mazee, story na madre itawaumiza, hii barabara haikai mzuri, unajitetea, unaita watu wanakuja pamoja. Unajua leader ni ule msee analeta watu, akuna mafollower. Anawaambia, mimi nimecheki gap hapa lakini najua venye tunaweza ifix. Ama nimecheki gap hapa lakini najua tungeleta maybe MCA angefanya hii. So na as time goes by, unakuwa na courage, unasaidia. A leader also is a servant. Kukaa kiongozi inakanga ni kama we ni servant, unajua. watu wanataka uwasaidie, wanakutegemea. Pade unapigia unaambia unajua nyumba yangu imeungua, how do you tell them? Wengine wanakuambia unajua nimekosana na bwana wangu, how do you help them? How do you intermediate them? Unaongelesha vitu kama hizo. Kwa hivyo leadership, as much as we aspire to be leadership, we must be ready to serve. We are people's servant. We are there to help them.
But you see, with our leaders, both politically and also, in the corporate world, most of them are not having that, you can pinpoint. It is very rare to find a leader who has that servantship. And you see, with us young people, we're like, sasa mbona ni join? Why should I join? Basically, nikijoin place, it's more of najisaidia, si ati nasavwa say. Because the more people wameona our leaders, they're just making money out of us, and then that's it. Wanakuja wanakupromise, hey, we will do this, we will change how the office is, the corporate world will change, we are getting you whatever you're saying, but they don't implement that. So how do you, encourage us to join?
Tracy, na agree na wewe. Leadership ya Kenya saizi na hata mataifa mengine bara la Afrika imebadilika, imechange kiplani. And the reason ni kwa sababu unapata hawa politicians sana wanatumia pesa ndio wapewe kura. Sisi wananchi tumewafanya kama leo nimekuja niongeleshe watu, niko na sera zangu, hawazibai. Sawa, lazima nikishaongea nasema sasa ukienda Ujaloni watasema gonywa, ukienda Kisii watasema tosere, ukienda Samu wanakuambia mazee toboka. So imekuwa ni hiyo sasa, hiyo vako ya waseku kupewa ndio wapewe kura. So if somebody honestly invests like 35 million during this electioneering period, ndio akapata hiyo kiti. Akienda huko ile motive yake yenye ilikuwa mzuri ya kusaidia wasee inafika inabadilika. Anasema ile pesa yenye nilitumia unajua nitairudisha. Na kuirudisha ni kumaanisha deals ama yale maendeleo yenu hayafanywi. So ningependa kwanza kuongea na sisi wananchi. Let's talk to ourselves as youths, as fathers, as mothers, whatever we are. If we would find a way of electing leaders without being bribed, it's like we bribe them to voters. So if we can address that issue today, that will be one step towards getting servant leadership. Because today utapata kiongozi anachaguliwa si ati ni mzuri, yeye alipeana pesa. I don't want to mention names, but you know what happened in Nairobi? People just elected people because they were given money. And you saw where we were heading as a city, Nairobi, and even other places, other counties, Kiambu, where various places where people were elected because of money, but not because of leadership strategy. And when they get there, they mess everything, and then we become there. So other leaders, I don't want to say every leader, but other leaders go there with a good motive of serving people, but along the way, they change. And those who also want to serve people might end up not being elected. Then we have compromised leaders who are there to get money, to make money out of the positions where they are. That's a challenge that we have.
So how do you as young people right now, I don't know, it's like we don't want to be part of this system. We don't want to be part, we don't want even to vote, we don't want to take the card. Also, even if you're working, there are other, in an organization, and people take also those elections. As young people, no, we don't want to be part of that, the system. Why is that? Why do you think that is, for us? Why is that?
Leadership has become a challenge again, and actually I was discussing with a friend of mine and asking him, what are we expecting in the near future, because things have really changed and young people are not taking responsibility and leadership roles. The reason is because of the example that some of us who are in leadership have changed all of a sudden and are doing the wrong things. And people are being jailed because of messing up. And now they also fear that if I get there, I may end up being jailed. Or again, you find that we don't have good example of leaders. who somebody can admire and say, I want to be like him. So as a young person growing, fears that line of responsibility because there is mad with corruption, is mad with kind of poverty, people are abusing you, the community does not respect leaders, and leaders does not respect offices. So when that one comes a mix up, it becomes like something that the young people don't fear. But what will I want to tell the young people? What is happening, which is negative, it shouldn't be. Now, as young people who knows the kind of leadership that we need to come on board and take leadership. Leadership is taken, it's not being given. You must be there ready to take that leadership and take charge and do things in the right way, which they're supposed to be done. There is a structure, there are policies that guides every leader. Even in the Bible is one of the biggest, I can call it constitution that we have, which should guide us as humans. If you're a Muslim, maybe use a Quran. And if you're maybe, whatever religion you come from, I believe if we can use religious books or rather Bibles to guide us in our leadership, will make very minimal mistakes. Then come up like those leaders we have in the Bible, like Moses. What were they doing? They were just leading people. There are challenges, but they remain faithful, truthful, and focused in their line of leadership. Because if you're going to get into leadership and then you think you are going to be wealthy, then that's a wrong motive, which is driving you towards leadership.
But that's what we see. That is actually what is portrayed, because most of us, even the people that you know that are truthful, are honest about what and their policies, what they have. You see for a fact their manifesto. You see for a fact their manifesto. It is well written. Yeah. It is well written, and you're like, okay, this person has a vision. This person is more of he wants to serve us or she wants to serve us. But the other person who's like, oh, he's giving us money, oh, he's wealthy, he's driving, that is the perception that has been created. That ukikuwa leader lazima udrive, lazima ushikwe nyumba kubwa, lazima ukwe wealthy, lazima ukwe na pesa. It's not basically of the ideas that you have.
Tracy, let me today change your mentality, and let me use your channel today to educate Kenyans and tell them something, that not all politicians are rich people, rather wealthy. The truth, the perception that the society have is different. Some politicians are even broke, I can say so. You see their pay slip, you'll be so surprised today. And again, another thing I would like to educate Kenyans is that for you to be wealthy or rich, you don't have to be a politician. No. There are things you can do. You can be a farmer. We know of people who are doing just farming and they're filthy wealthy in this country. You can do business. You can be an entrepreneur, and then you have a lot of money. The moment you step into politics or leadership, just know that you are here to serve people. There's no money you are making. Actually, if you're keen in making money, politics and leadership is a very wrong career for you. That's what I'm telling you today. Because along that line, there's nothing you're going to make, but so many people are going to depend on you. Per day, politician can even use 200 to 300,000 shillings. Just money that you'll never account for. You don't know where it went. Maybe it went to help somebody somewhere. Unlike you'll be a farmer or you're doing your own business, then you don't make that. So don't get into politics with that mentality that you're going to get rich, you're going to drive a big car, those cars are on loans. Those houses are on mortgage. That's the truth. That's the truth that some of us are ignoring. Those guys are living on loans day in, day out. And again, others want to maintain that standards and whatever. So you youth, you girl, you boy, wherever you are, whoever you are, wherever you are, if you are getting into politics thinking you're going to make money, that's a wrong motive. You should just stop right now. Stop there where you are. Get into politics knowing that you're going to serve people. I know of a very famous politician years ago from where I come from, who died and he had not even built a home back to his village. And he was loved. He got elected again and again and again. And the reason he was being elected, he spent to people more and more and more, and even built people home and forgot building his own home. That's how selfless sometimes leadership gets into. You are doing things to people that you don't do to yourself. You go to an extent, you want to make them comfortable, and you yourself, you're not even comfortable. So those are should be some of the call. Hizo vitu zinafaa kuvutie kuwa kiongozi. Nini na kusumbua. If you want big things and whatever, get out of politics. Find something else and do.
Okay. And then, as we're coming to an end, I will say that we could see that most of us don't want to register. 18, 19, 20. And we're coming to we're in election year.
Yeah.
Basically, comes August 2022, we'll have to vote.
Yeah.
But 18, 19, you're supposed to take your card 2021. They're like, why should I have this card? Itanisaidiaje nikikuwa na hii card?
Maze, wacha ni appeal na mayouthman pala popote ambapo mpo, kwa sababu unajua kura ndio ngao yako, kura ndio kila kitu. Kura kama unataka maisha mazuri, kama unataka ndai mzuri, kama unataka shule yenye ni nzuri na pia fees expensive kama saizi University of Nairobi, kama unataka kitu chochote kizuri kwa maisha yako, kura ndio ngao yako. The change of life begins by the day you vote. Siku yenye utachukua hiyo kura, step ya kwanza yenye una make ni kuchukua hiyo kura. Ukishaichukua, step ya pili ni kuchagua kiongozi mzuri mwenye he'll fulfill your dreams. Yale mambo yenye unaona unataka yafanyike atafanya, umvote. Wakati ya uchukui kura na we ni youthman na maisha iko hapa mbele, vitu zinakodolea macho, hakuna job, mazee, hakuna business. Sasa una make life inaka even hard. Kwa sababu kiongozi mwenye amekaa saizi maybe ndiye amekalia job, hataki kukupatia job. Maybe kiongozi mwenye ako saizi ndiye anafanya maybe business ziko, opportunity ziko mob. Na the way tunaweza badilisha huyo kiongozi tupate kiongozi mpoa ni wakati tutachukua hiyo kura tupigie ule kiongozi ambaye ataleta maendeleo. Kwa hivyo youthman tumepewa tena another chance ya mwisho ya kuregister ndio tushike hii kura, watu waende wa uchaguzi August tarehe 9. Kwa hivyo maze, usiache hii ni kupite. Najua unaweza sema ikuhusu. Kama ikuhusu, inahusu mamako, inahusu babako, inahusu ndugu yako, inahusu watu wako wenye wanakuzingira. Kwa hivyo take your step maze, popote penye huko, jisukume, simama, tuende, tu register leo, tukae na ukue na ID yako, ukue na kura yako, na ndio ufanye nini, ndio upige. Na kwa wanasiasa wenye saizi tunasimama na wenye mnapatia hata wasee pesa, mi hata nyinyi na wa challenge mazee, before upatie mtu hata do ama before useme mtu ni mfuasi wako, wacha kuonyesha ID na kura yako. Hiyo ndio silaha yetu. So usi unasimama mtu anakufuata na wewe anakuambia sasa wewe ndio wanajitanga ati ni genge ama ni nini, mbongi. Uko na mbongi kubwa lakini hawana silaha. Unajua haileti bidii jo. So wakati umefika, get your ID, get your voters, let's go out there and let's vote in numbers. Ndio tusiwe na ile kitu tunasema ati mazee tuko na viongozi wabaya huku nje. Kwa hivyo youthman sisi ndio wengi, we are the biggest, we are many numbers, and needs zetu pia ndio mingi. Right now needs zetu ndio mingi. Na if we can consider those things that we got needs, na pia sisi ni we have numbers, let's get those numbers now to the ballot. Then we tuna make ile sauti yenye iko strong.
Yeah, so basically as you're encouraging everyone to take, if you've reached that age, go and register and be a voter or take the voter ID card. As we close, what are your parting shots? What are some of the things that you will say to the youth, the encouraging ones that you'll give us?
My parting shot is I want to tell the youth and everyone pala pote mlipo, Kenya ni country mzuri sana. We are living in a very beautiful country with beautiful people, very aggressive and go-getters. Kwa hivyo huu mwaka wa 2022 tunapoelekea uchaguzi August, nataka to maintain amani. to maintain amani, to maintain upendo, to maintain utu, na pia tuambia watu ndio uzalizaji ukwepo. We want to see these people, we want to see industries in places. Our leaders give us opportunities. Let's hata tunapoingia hii siasa isiwe inaleta uhasama. Support mtu unataka kusupport, na pia wacha huyu mwingine support mtu wake, and let the best win at the end of the day. Hii race isiwe ni ya kuleta chuki na uhasama kati yetu. Sisi ni kitu kimoja. We are one Kenya, one love, one people.
Yes, we are one Kenya, one love, one people. And we'll close with that. I hope you have enjoyed our episode on leadership. I hope you have learned one or two things about it. Please subscribe to our channel. Follow. Are you on social media?
Yeah.
What are your handles?
Twitter, you call me Chief Nyandusi. Facebook, Timothy Nyandusi. I'm a Team Nyandusi team. Yeah, basically that. Follow me on Twitter at Chief Nyandusi.
And also subscribe to our channel, please. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to our channel, like, share, bless us all, bless us all. And we'll see you in the next episode, season 2, people.